What is going on, everybody? Welcome to some more Jack of all trades content here on the channel. We're covering some more Division 2. I'm keeping up that series going with the Chameleon. I've been really enjoying it. I haven't been playing that much, so I'm happy to get back into it. And this is what's getting me there. So let's do some more gameplay in Heroic with the Chameleon. I think I'll finalize the build. So this is going to be part 3 of 3, where I've fine-tuned it to where I want it to be. And you're going to see the gameplay of that right now. Let's go check it out. Alright, y'all, we're in game now, and this is going to look pretty similar to the version 2 that I had before, but like I had mentioned in that video, I didn't see a lot of value in having, what was it, Unbreakable? It had rolled Unbreakable on one of these chests. Yeah, this one over here, and having Unbreakable plus the Revive 5 didn't really seem that useful, and I found that it was best to keep the Revive 5 as my backup because a low tier, like, different skill wasn't that appealing to me. I'd rather just have the Obliterate damage, which is going to have much higher uptime. And I think I'm running more blues than I was before. So we're pretty heavy on the blues. We're 5. We got 2 reds, but we're running Fenris for that extra AR damage for our Chameleon, which we have out all the time. Obliterate, you know how the Memento works, and Striker's putting in the work as well. So let's go check it out. I actually have a priority objective at DUA. We're going to do it on Heroic. Like I said, that's what this build is for. And just been taking it easy. Let's give it a go.
Hyena leadership in one decisive blow. Get in there and hunt them down. Every last one of them.
I see that pickup in the fire rate was because of that impatient passive. And so as I normally do when I'm using the Chameleon is I work my way up the body. So I'll start with the legs to get that reload buff. Then I'll get the main damage from the body. And then finally I'll start getting them in the head to get that extra crit. Now situationally, if you are, going for headshots, depending on the target, you can, get the crit buff first. But I do always like getting the reload one first, because then you're just putting out more shots. It just makes the most sense. Oh, wait, I forgot I can't clamber while I'm confused. There you go. That's my first game on. I literally just got on. Like I said, I haven't been playing too much, but this is just such an easy build, especially for this kind of content. Let's just run right through it. And that bonus armor is going to give us quite a bit of survivability. We're having a pretty damn good time here. We're just putting out so much damage. Like, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. I've got a lot of stacks going on. So this is where I found after going from like the difference between 1 and 2 was of this build with the Chameleon. It was definitely a much bigger difference than between 2 and 3. The last build and this one was, smaller changes. That's like really refining it. And that's kind of like what I wanted to do with this little mini series here around the Chameleon with these builds, is kind of show you what is going on when I'm putting these builds together and what the kind of things, you should be thinking about when you're testing out and trying to tweak builds for yourself, right? You kind of have a general idea of what you want to use, how you want to use it, or like you have like one sort of main synergy. And so you build something around that, you test that out, and then, you do a couple runs, you come back and you say, okay, how did that perform? Was it too weak? Did I need more damage? Did I want to be more tanky? Did I need regen? So after that first one, it was like, okay, I'm way too tanky. Like I noticed I wasn't even pulling my shield out, but I had spec'd, with that particular piece to buff the shield. Just because I was so used to, making builds that are or legendary level, but that's where you have to be specific in the content you want to be playing in. Senna was like, oh, okay, way too overpowered in terms of my survivability. Let's start converting that into, damage or utility. That's what's cool about playing on heroic, is because it's, a lot easier than legendary. You have a lot more room to spec into utility things and other ways to make it more fun or easy that aren't necessarily just damage. Plus Chameleon, it's fun to use. It's a little more dynamic than just a regular old assault rifle. And you can still see that we're clearly putting out a lot of damage and quite tanky as well. It's just a fun time, run and gun, not worrying too much. Like, we can just shoot directly through this guy's shield. We're not worried.
We're set up in the mall. They're not getting through here.
Yeah, this has been going great.
Not a chance.
And, for the past all these stages, right, we still have all those buffs because we're completing the stage so fast that we're getting out of combat and just refreshing them. That's something that's really nice about the Chameleon. Alright, let's rush this.
Who's out there? Gonna rip your heart out and out of
And when we need it, we have our shield. If I was hitting my shots, there you go. Alright, who we got next? Oh, I'm blind. And I think that's going to cost me my buffs, unfortunately. But that's alright, we can just get them right back.
Still there, sweetie? Hello?
So a little slow on that one. I had bad positioning, and yeah, with the fog of war, kind of lost track of the enemies there. So we already started working on a couple buffs, and we're gonna get them all back. The threshold now for the leg one, which is, like I was saying before, always one I start with, is now really low. So you can, yeah, unless you're from far away or missing a lot of shots, you can get it easily in the mag. And so you'll get it before you even have to go through a reload. The only thing that sometimes I'll miss is because I'll overshoot. Boom, see? I didn't even have to, go through a reload where I don't have that buff active. Oh, is this not counting for anything? Oh, that's interesting. So I think I was getting striker stacks from shooting the tank thing, but I wasn't getting chameleon stacks. There's always these weird interactions in the game, Uh-oh. Let me get that. Boom, and then we just doubled our armor. No big deal. So pretty much this whole time, I've only pulled my shield out twice. A little earlier when it got a little dicey, and then right here. And that's what it's there for. There's nothing wrong in using the shield. I'm glad to have it for the situations where I need it. And you just keep going. But for the most part, I don't actually need it. Right? It's only when I want to face tank a named Chunky. So I'm able to keep my speed up by just running around and then picking up those memento trophies to get that bonus armor. That's what's keeping me going, that's rolling my survivability from kill to kill. But we're not relying on kills for our damage, you know, or our survivability. We have both options available to us, which is, I mean, literally the best of both worlds. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that's on stage. Like, even for solo, that's ridiculous.
Stand and fight. You hear me? Stand and fight.
Now, what's always unfortunate about this stage, I noticed from the last run that I did, is I can't clear it fast enough to keep my stacks when the name spawns.
Airborne toxins at unsafe levels. Filters failing.
This thing's got some decent range now. I don't know what's up with that. They're just getting melted. I actually wanted to not kill him so I could get my buffs back. But that's fine. There we go, all buffs. I'm gonna go right through the shield. They're just toying with him at the end. Alrighty. This thing is crazy. It feels really good. It feels really good. I think we finished in a pretty good time too, despite a slow couple stages there. And I got, there we go. We're really leaning into the new season. I'm trying here. I'm trying. Got peak engineering. Maybe I'll make a build around that. Check it out. But for now, this was, I think it's going to be my final version here of the heroic Chameleon build. For missions, this has been playing really good. I don't know what else I changed with it. Memento is just amazing. Even in group play in heroic, we're going to be putting in a lot of damage and getting a lot of kills, so we'll be getting our trophies up. That's not a worry here. And we're not like relying on it super heavily. We do have, you know, mixed variety in terms of damage and survivability. The Chameleon has been super fun. I love the changes they did to it. And yeah, Strikers with Blue, Oblivion on a Fenris, that I think is our best option for damage. I can maybe do a Cheska. I don't know how that works out. To be honest, I didn't run the exact numbers, but you'll be good with pretty much any of these options here. Just make sure that when you're building around the Chameleon, because the headshot buff grants you 20 chance and 50 crit damage. Okay, you don't need to worry about your crit damage, but you don't want to have, you don't want to be preemptively hitting the crit chance cap. So you're going to be at 40. You want to set your stats up to be at 40. I think I'm at 43 here. So that when you get that buff, and like I said, we're keeping our buffs up, very high uptime, that 20 will get you to the 60 cap. And then you just get all that juicy 50% critical hit damage. It's crazy. All right, y'all. This was the build. This was the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this little mini-series. And let me know down in the comments if you want a little extra episode where I try to level this up into legendary content. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy.